Hi everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So as you can see behind me, this is my Volkswagen EOS. This was the car that I had prior to obviously doing the Type R. I mean, I sold the Subaru, I bought this as a cheap runaround, and I had it for a while. It drives fine in that, and then obviously when we did the Civic project, this has kind of became redundant. So the plan is to obviously sell it, but the reason I got it cheap, well, as a cheap runaround, was because there were some issues with it. So we'll go around the issues that was with it, we'll discuss what I've done so far, and then we'll just take it from there. So firstly, we'll just go over what it needs. As you can see from the list, we've got tow and eye cover, driver's wing, passenger wing, driver's door, passenger door, wheel and tyre, roof control, and the radio. Okay, so going from the list, we'll go and have a look at the car now, and we'll go in these in a bit more depth. Now, we'll start from the top of the list, which is the tow and eye. Basically, that was quite a simple fix. The tow and eye was missing, it's now been replaced. Simple as that. The passenger wing, we'll show you these in a minute. So, passenger wing has now been replaced. That's already been completed, as you can see. A lovely wing on there. And the reason they were going to be getting replaced, along with the driver wing, is because they were sort of rusting and not in rough condition. Now you couldn't really see that, and the reason for that was because this is how the wings looked. They were both wrapped in carbon fibre with like a sticker on it, but you were able to see obviously the bubbling and that and the rust underneath, and it was getting quite rotten, as you could see from there. So I looked around online and found somebody that was braking the same colour car. The plan was to get the two wings and the two doors, but unfortunately he only had a passenger side wing and the two doors. They did have a driver's wing, but it was basically rotten right through. So I've got the two doors, the wing, and the tow and eye cover for £100. So the plan was basically just to tidy it up. Oh, there goes the bonnet, closing properly. So yeah, so the plan was to basically tidy it up before selling it, just to try and get as much as I can out of it. So from the list, as we've just seen, tow and eye's done. That's the passenger wing, driver's wing's here. So in regards to the driver's wing, I've took all the wrap off, and I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to try and see if I can get another wing just to replace it. Failing that, I might try and repair it, because like this is just all glue and stuff from the vinyl wrap, and the damage that there is to it is here. Now, a lot of it is surface rust. I mean, I've smacked it with a screwdriver and stuff to see, and a lot of it does look surface rust. However, a little bit of the lip underneath is kind of corroded, but we'll just have to play it by ear. If I can get a new one, I'm going to replace it. If not, I may try and repair it just to tidy it up. In regards to the doors, I don't actually need doors. I just, when I went to get the bits for the car from the guy that was selling them, he offered me the full doors and the wing and stuff as a sort of bundle price. So I've just took the full doors. The issue we've got with the doors are the driver's side one. This wing mirror, like the electrics in it, don't work. And the other thing is the switch for the windows. This, on the driver's side, it works the driver's side, and the back one's passenger one doesn't work. So I think it just may be the window control. So the plan was to do just do the full door, because the doors are exactly the same and it's got the same matching black leather interior. So I was going to just do a full door exchange, but unfortunately both the doors that he's got are damaged. I mean, this is the driver one here. The ones, as you can see, it's hard to see that, but there's like big scores along it. And if we go over to this one here, I think this one's actually, the door's not too bad. I'm not going to be able to show you it without taking it right down. Yeah, the door's not too bad, but along the bottom, it has been sort of like rotten at the back corner, sort of down this area. Is a bit rotten on the outside and stuff. So my doors are in a lot better condition, as you can see. So the plan is basically to take the strip both doors, like my door and that door, and take all the working parts from that door and this one. On the passenger door, I mean, passenger doors on mine is perfectly fine. My wing mirror and that on this one works perfectly fine. The issue with this side is when the window goes down, it doesn't want to stop. So it gets to the bottom and it just goes doo, 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 until you press the button to stop it, basically. So I think that's really the window regulator that's the issue with that. So the plan is basically to strip this door, and then obviously strip that one, take the window regulator out of that one and put it in there. And then I'll have a look. I mean, if this is in better condition than mine, I may put it in, but from memory, I don't think there's anything wrong with my passenger door at all. So I think really we're just needing the window regulator out of that one, put into that passenger one. Driver's side, it will probably be the wing mirror will change over, as I said, and this control unit here. And hopefully that'll fix that. But again, I mean, if this is in good condition, I mean, this one's kind of loose already, but he's obviously had it off for some reason. I think he was maybe just thinking of giving me this bit and then decided just take the whole door because he needed the wing mirror as well. I don't know. But if this interior panel's in better condition than mine, I may swap that. But yeah, so I'm hoping it's just this bit that we need to swap. It may be the wire loom, I don't know. But we'll just have to try and see what we can basically salvage from both the doors to fix both my doors. That's kind of it. I mean, the other big one really is the roof control, which is why you've come to me with this boot open. The reason the boot was open is because when the roof mechanism is ongoing, the windows will go down, sunroof comes back, and then the next part is this bit here should lift up, and then it start doing all the foldy nonsense. When I've been testing it, I was like through this hole here, sort of peeking through while I was pressing the button. I could hear the motor, which is down in here. That kicked in and stuff, which leads me to believe the motor's fine. So I think the motor's fine. It's got fluid in it. It's just like a millimetre below max, so it should be fine. Sunroof and windows that are working, so that's fine. So I think it may be a control module thing, which kind of lives under here. And looking online on like the owners forums and stuff, I could see that sometimes they can get corrosion in them, like they get dampness in them. I think that may be what the problem is, because when I obviously took all this out, just down here this was a little bit, there was like a little bit of moisture, and same as the sponge just at the bottom here was a little bit damp as well. I mean, even actually pushing on that right now, I could still feel there's a little bit of moisture there, as you can see that. And I've obviously traced that, and what it is this here. The third brake light is actually, the seal is corroded, and I think the water's getting in there, so that'll need resealed. The only reason I know that is I did have this off the other day, and I was able to see a line, like water run line, basically from the third light into here. So I think obviously the water's coming in from the third brake light, coming down here, and then maybe leaking from this area and getting into the bottom here, because as I said, it was wet down here. This is why the boot's been left open, to let it dry out. So I'm going to let it dry out, make sure everything's working as it should, and then worst case scenario, have to get the roof module done. So that's that. I mean, we'll see how big of a job that is. I don't mind changing a roof module and seeing if it works. If it's one of those things though that could become a bit of a minefield if I don't know exactly what it needs. So may have to sell it with an on-working roof. We'll see. The only other thing is it's got wheel tire, which is because I have a space saver on it, and this is because just before I stopped using it, this lovely tire here got a puncture. But I do have a spare tire just sitting there that's kind of been in the garage for a little while. Luckily it's the same size, so all I'm going to do is just swap that on. It's quite annoying because, as you can see from that tire, it is pretty new. I think it's only done like maybe 2,000 miles since it was put on. But yeah, unfortunately it got a puncture, and what happened was when it got a puncture, I was on the dual carriageway, and by the time I pulled over to put on the space saver, I thought I might be able to just save the tyre, get a puncture patch put on it or whatever, but unfortunately it's damaged the inside wall. So I do have the spare tyre there that we're just going to throw on it. I mean, it's nothing special, but I'll just clean it up. It's been sat at the side of the garage for a while, so there's a wee bit of green moss on it. So we'll clean that up, get it onto that wheel, get that wheel on, that's that done. Doors, as I said, passenger driver door, it'll basically just be a case of stripping the old door, the internals not out the old door, put it in the new doors, both sides. Passenger wing, already done. Driver wing, going to try and source one. If I can't source one, we'll just try and repair that to the best of our ability. I mean, it'll never be perfect, but I can at least tidy it up just to make it look alright. I'll go from there. And then radio. Now, the radio is a strange one, and what it is the battery died. Like, when I first got it, the radio didn't work. I managed to find the code in the paperwork, put the code in, it worked fine. And then it died again, and when I put the code in, it wouldn't accept the code, but it would still play CDs. So it's a strange one. Like, it'll play a CD, but if you try and use the radio, it asks for a code. And it's not accepting the code that it previously accepted. So I don't know what to do with that. I've seen on eBay, you can get codes for like a £5. So if I can't get the code working, or maybe you check the paperwork again, maybe there's a different code somewhere and I'm using the wrong code. But if I can't get that working, I think the only solution would be to leave it as is and just sell it with a broken radio, or, as I say, try a £5 code for the radio off eBay. So that's kind of an update of the EOS. Also, as you can see on the board, we've still got a couple of bits to do at the Civic. Tint the back window, do the Civic badge, as we discussed on the last one, it's faded a bit, wrap the roof up, the bonnet. These are going to be getting done. I've took other things off the list, like the lip kit and stuff like that. These two as well may not happen, though that's a maybe, but these two I definitely want to get done. Just because the back window, as I said, it's only the top half of the back window that's not tinted, so it just looks a bit silly. And the badge, just because, as we seen when I took the silver badge off, it had faded. And then lastly is obviously my son's Twingo. He's kind of got on with his. I will need to maybe show you his car. It's his first car, and he's kind of done everything he wants to do except his exhaust, so he's getting on well with his car. So yeah, so at the end of the Civic video, I was talking about I didn't know what I was actually going to do with the cars. I was maybe just going to keep the Civic and see what happened. That's now changed, and we do have a plan in motion. So what the plan is going to be is, once the EOS is fixed, that's going to be sold, and then the Civic's going to be either sold or like Part X or swapped or whatever. And the plan is to get a totally new car, well, not new, but I mean new to me car, but to go for something different. And yeah, I think when I do something different, I'm probably going to do a full step-by-step sort of, I don't want to say step-by-step guide, it's not going to be so much as a how-to guide, but I'm going to do a full sort of, full episodes on me doing each part, because I noticed that with the Honda is, I kind of just updated you what had been done every day. So I think what I want to do is get a nice project car that I'm going to keep, going to sort of do up to an extent, and just go through each segment as we do it. So rather than just saying, oh, today we've done X, Y, Z, I'll actually show you the process and the steps that we're taking. So if we do like wrapping the roof, we'll just sort of live, well, I don't want to say live stream, but you know what I mean, live record doing the roof, and then edit it down into a shorter time period for you. And then just show you each individual thing we do like properly, as opposed to just telling you what I've done at the end of each day. I don't think there's going to be a lot of videos on the EOS. I think it's going to be more a case of, similar to the Honda, just letting you know how we're getting on with it. I might show you some things, but I mean, there's nothing to really show you. Do you really want to see me stripping down a door and changing over a wiring loom? I mean, I don't know how exciting that's going to be. But yeah, it'll probably just be a couple updates of the EOS to let you know where we're at with that. And then, yeah, it'll be a case of getting them sold and then just getting one proper project car, which will happily just record an episode on every single process that we do. So I mean, even things like that. I mean, tinting lights. I tinted the lights on this vehicle, as you can see. They look pretty good, in my opinion. I mean, tinted lights aren't everybody's cup of tea, but I could just maybe do videos on showing you how that's done, or showing you how I do it at least. And then just each time, we might even do a wrap or a half wrap or something, just to do something. But I think that's going to be the I think that's going to be the goal going forward, is to get this one sold, the Honda sold, and then buy one sort of nice, sort of decent project car. By project, I mean, I'm not really into doing the whole Honda thing and having to do gearbox and stuff again. Ideally, I want a nice running car that I could use on a daily and then just enhance as we go. So that's the first episode for this, the EOS. As I say, I'll update you with how we're getting on with it. I doubt this is going to be done quickly, obviously, as we've discussed, like with work and stuff, and then the weekends are quite busy with me just now, because I use the weekends to obviously try and keep my business running, and also do try and sort of get in some family time in that as well. So I don't know how much of updates will be on this one, but just keep watching, I guess, and we'll see how it goes. So yeah, thank you for watching, and hopefully see you soon.